One of the biggest complaints I've heard from people over the years is how Christmas has become too commercialized. Everywhere you go, you're reminded that Christmas is here. Christmas songs are on loop on the radio. Christmas specials are rampant on television and streaming sites. People are shopping either at stores or online to get their loved ones the gift they want. Grocery stores stock pies, roast seasonal fruits and vegetables, and drinks for Christmas dinner. Stores have Christmas displays and decorations as early as October. People decorate their homes with trees and light as early as late November and still have them up all the way to early to mid-January. This complaint is nothing new. In fact, Christmas commercialism has been around for hundreds of years. The origins of Christmas trees date back to Germany during the Middle Ages. The classic Christmas poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," written by Clement Clarke Moore, was written in 1823. Charles Dickens wrote the now iconic novel A Christmas Carol in 1843. That same year, the first Christmas car was invented. The concept of Black Friday was invented in 1869. The first Christmas advertisements were posted around the late 1880s. The first ever Christmas movie was Santa Claus in 1898. The very first Christmas song performed on radio was O Holy Night in 1906 by Reginald Fissenden. While it seems that Christmas being too commercialized is a modern opinion, it's not. Like the saying goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Do you think Christmas has got too commercialised?
Yes, I think I do, because no sooner that August is over and they got the Christmas things on show. I think they're all out to make a lot of money and the housewives are paying for it.
Do you think Christmas has become too commercialised?
Well, I hardly think so. I have to work myself, but I think we should spread the joy around, at least make the children happy. And it's the one festival of the year when everyone seems to relax and enjoy themselves.
What do you like about Christmas?
Well, all the presents and excitement,
Do you go to church?
No, I don't, it's too exciting, and you haven't got time, really.
Many admit that Christmas has become a bit about items.
It is pretty commercialized.
It's gotten way too commercial, yes.
According to the leading economist at the University of Minnesota, over the holiday season, people get into debt and pay interest on unpaid balances for months afterwards.
I think people get way too caught up in buying stuff and spending money and running around like a chicken headed off.
It's great for retailers, but bad for your bottom line at the end of the season. It may be why many are cutting back and taking notice of more important things.
I got to see my family. I got to spend some time with my son. I got everything I wanted.
Because of how popular and profitable Christmas is, there have been many Christmas specials, songs, books, and movies about anti-commercialism.
Christmas is about something much more important. What? Presents. Don't you see, Kyle? Yeah, presents.
Presents. That is the spirit of Christmas. Commercialism. Because it's what makes our country work.
One of the most beloved has been the 1965 animated special, A Charlie Brown Christmas, based on the Peanuts comic strips by Charles Schulz. It begins with one of the best Christmas songs of all time. We see the kids outside ice skating with Charlie Brown and his best friend Linus watching. Charlie Brown feels sad because he isn't excited about Christmas and doesn't know why.
Charlie Brown, you're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem.
Charlie Brown goes around to Lucy for advice and proofreads his sister Sally's letter and learns on their perspectives on Christmas.
I never get what I really want. I always get a lot of stupid toys or a bicycle or clothes or something like that. What is it you want? Real estate.
Seems too complicated. Make it easy on yourself. Just send money. How about 10s and 20s?
10s and 20s?
Lucy gives Charlie Brown an opportunity to become the director of their Christmas play, which she accepts. When trying to direct the other kids, they don't listen to him. Instead, they're either dancing or complaining about their parts or who they're paired up with. Charlie Brown becomes frustrated while Lucy tells him that Christmas has become too commercialized. He comes up with the idea of getting a Christmas tree for the play. Everyone else wants him to pick up an aluminum tree, while Charlie Brown ended up picking up a small and super thin pine tree with the bristles easily falling off. When the other kids see the tree, they mock Charlie Brown, calling him a loser. While he was grabbing the tree and leaving, he asks if any of them knew what Christmas was about. Linus approaches the stage and gives him the answer.
And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest." That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown tries to decorate the tree, but is weighed down by a single ornament. He gives up and walks out. The kids, looking for Charlie Brown, sees the tree and notices that it has the potential to be a great Christmas tree, as long as it's given a lot of tender, loving care. They use the decorations from Snoopy's award-winning doghouse to decorate the tree. Charlie Brown sees it and is surprised to see his friends in the tree, and the special closes with them singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing. What's just as fascinating about this special is the behind-the-scenes story of the making of it. Believe it or not, it was almost considered to be written off as a flop. A Charlie Brown Christmas came to be because of Coca-Cola. John Allen, an executive of an agency that represented Coca-Cola at the time named McCabe Erickson, approached documentary filmmaker Lee Meddleston that they wanted to sponsor a family-friendly Christmas special. Allen was a big fan of the Peanuts comic strips and had saw the 1963 documentary of Charles Schulz by Mendelssohn. The documentary is notable for the Peanuts characters being animated for the very first time that wasn't a commercial by renowned animator Bill Melendez. Without consulting Schulz, Mendelssohn said yes.
And I hung up the phone and I called Sparky on the phone. I said, I think I just sold a Charlie Brown Christmas. And he said, what is that? And I said, it's something that you and Bill and I have to cook up tomorrow. And there was a long pause, and I held my breath, and then he casually said, okay, come on up, we can do it.
They pitched it to CBS, and at first, they rejected it. CBS felt that an animated special would be a big distraction. After all, CBS treated their programs very seriously, from its top-notch quality news program hosted by journalist Edward R. Murrow, the same man who outed Senator Joseph McCarthy with his feared discussions of communism affecting America, to airing documentaries covering serious topics like Americans suffering from hunger, to the treatment of America's farm workers. While they did air sitcoms, westerns, and mystery dramas, the executives felt that they were simply distractions for habit viewers. In 1965, when the CBS network president at the time was fired, there was a decision to incorporate new specials to bring a better balance of informative and entertaining programs to their lineup. The corporate president of the time, Frank Stanton, was friends with Charles Schulz and had loved the comic strips, so he approved their proposal to make an animated Christmas special for CBS. Schulz, Mendelssohn, and Melendez had less than 6 months to complete the special. It was a huge risk since they never animated a special before, but they put their all into it. They brought real kids to voice the characters, jazz pianist Vince Guaraldi composed the music, and they told a unique story about how commercialized Christmas had become while finding the true spirit of the holidays in a heartfelt, sincere, and grounded way. The CBS executives didn't get it, since they felt that the acting was stilted, the pace was too slow, and the jazz music didn't fit the Christmas aesthetic. They even wanted to cut the scene where Linus was reciting Luke 2 verses 8 through 14 in the Bible because it was too religious and it wouldn't appeal to a wide audience. Some TV critics weren't too kind with it when it first premiered, but the viewing audience loved it, and the special re-aired the following week with more people tuning in. 1 year later, in 1966, A Charlie Brown Christmas won both an Emmy and a Peabody Award and became a Christmas staple on television alongside Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Frosty the Snowman. I love the sincerity of this special, how it's down to earth and melancholic, yet hopeful and optimistic with its themes, messages, and characters. I love how Charlie Brown isn't so sure about Christmas because of commercialism, as opposed to something bad happening to him around the holidays, like a lot of protagonists in Christmas specials like Scrooge and A Christmas Carol. His reasonings are a lot more understandable, and it seems to be more relevant every year as Christmas has become a large holiday that seems to start early and seems to end later than it should. The music is iconic. Vince Guaraldi's background music is memorable and captures the Christmas mood very well. From the opening scene with the kids ice skating to them dancing in the auditorium, these are classic moments that people have parodied or paid homage to in other Christmas specials. I love the dialogue on the characters. It feels very sophisticated and articulate. It doesn't talk down to its audience and makes it universal for both children and adults to enjoy without being pandering towards one side.
You have pantophobia. Do you think you have pantophobia? What's pantophobia? The fear of everything. That's it!
The scene where Linus recites Luke 8 verse 14 is probably my favorite scene from the special. Charles Schulz fought hard to keep this scene because he felt that the message of universal love was essential to the special and it could not be conveyed any other way. I agree. The special would suffer without it because it's a simple yet profound way of explaining why Christmas is a special holiday that is worth celebrating. It's a lesson that Charlie Brown needed to understand and appreciate what Christmas was about.
Sparky was a little bit offended by people who said you should not put something as sacred as a Bible verse in such a crass thing as a comic strip, and that offended him. He didn't think a comic strip was crass, obviously. He was putting his whole heart and soul into it. But I also think that he probably felt that the Bible verses aren't just for church. No, they're not for the priesthood, they're for everyone.
It evokes the best qualities of the religious experience of Christmas.
Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men.
There are plenty of articles, videos, and podcasts that go in depth about what makes the Charlie Brown Christmas so special. I highly recommend checking out the Smithsonian article about how CBS almost dismissed the special, thinking it was a flop, the New York Times article, My Jewish Charlie Brown Christmas, the 2001 and 2008 documentaries of The Making of a Charlie Brown Christmas, Gilbert Gottfried's amazing colossal podcast about A Charlie Brown Christmas, guest starring Craig Schultz, Charles Schultz's son, and Tariq's look back on the Peanuts specials. Overall, I absolutely love this special. It's in my top 3 favorite Christmas specials of all time. If you're interested in checking it out, go to Apple TV and watch it for free with your Apple account. If not, the special is available on DVD and Blu-ray for a reasonable price. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. It's a classic for a reason.